Here's my stairs. I just stained these last year. They're peeling right off like that. This is stain. It's not even paint. It's ridiculous. And I did this whole thing. You can see it's got some peeling off, but nowhere near as bad as these stairs. Sad thing is, I mean, I've stained the outhouse over there with the same siding, you know, the siding stain like that. And it hasn't peeled at all. And that was just the siding stain. I don't think it was even a deck stain. So, might have to just buy deck stain for these, but now they're all mismatched in color. We'll see what happens. Always a pain in the rear end. I've been doing those every year and they keep peeling right up. Okay, here's what I've been doing for the morning. I'm jacking up this shed. It was right practically flush to the ground, so I had to dig underneath 4 separate corners, put bottle jacks under, but I'll show you this stuff right here. There's an ant hill right there, and I've been looking online. They're saying to use powdered sugar with baking soda mixture. So that's what I've put on there and see if it's going to take care of these ants. I put some around the camp and places too where I've been seeing a lot of ants this time around. So right in front of that rock pile there was a ant hill too. I put some there. You can see I put some right past that black tarp there. I got this one here and I put some around the back side of the camp. We'll see how that works out. Let me show you what I got more over this side over here. Alright, as you can see I got the bottle jacks there. And that piece of cement was flat and level on the ground, and now I got it tilted up like that to try and get more clearance under there. I had to dig this big hole. It's all dirt. That hole over there. It's the same thing with that one, but that one's right off. I guess it's underneath now, but barely. I'm doing that on the front and the back here, getting this all ready. It's gotten too hot out here to do anymore, but I got it all up. Hopefully enough. I gotta go cut some trees down so I can put some logs underneath it. That'll protrude out both ends of the shed so I can have a cross brace going across. And then I'll lower the shed back down onto the logs in theory. See if that'll work. Create some kind of like a cradle that the shed can be dragged on. But I stopped this around 9 this morning because it got too hot, and it's a lot hotter now. So Sammy and I might take a ride and try and find some water so Sammy can at least enjoy. She's been hanging around with me, getting in front of me a lot of times like, Dad, it's time to stop. It's too hot out. So I think I'll take our word for it and might take a little ride down the dirt road here. See what we can see. I gotta get this chainsaw out of the shed first and see how that goes. Well, taking some chicken for later, cooking some chicken. I'm gonna put it in this thing here and put it in the cooler later on. Just had some pork. It's cooked very good. Amy's enjoying the day. Finally cooling down a little bit, getting some shade. My bucket over there with my dirt sample for my soil test. Haven't spread that out yet. Letting it dry up a little bit. Chicken is doing good. It's just about done. Sitting on the porch, 9:15, just listening to the animals out there. Took a long ride on the 4-wheeler today. That was pretty fun. Took a new trail. Probably not the smartest thing to do by myself, but I did it. Somebody's looking at me. Hey folks, good morning. Another awesome day at camp. I am working on trying to get some poles for that cradle that I want to put the shed on, just so I can drag it. So I'm at the food plot. There was 2 big popple trees that were still in the middle of the field there that I wanted to drop. So I dropped one and it nearly took out the camera. I thought it'd land over here a little bit more, but no, of course. It knocked the solar panel back off, how this tilt that back, and there's a couple of branches on the camera, but other than that, not too bad. Over here you can see the situation. Right there's the poplar. I got one landing up to try to get it right between 2 trees, and of course it hung up on some of the branches on the big pine, so I'm gonna have to try and pull that this way with the winch on the 4-wheeler. And I got one log, full length log there, but I brought tape measure. I got to measure it out and see how long, because the shed's 12 feet. I want to have at least a couple of feet on either end so I can make a cross beam going across to keep them sturdy, and then try and let the weight of that shed down onto that frame and then pull it with my brother's tractor, hopefully, when that comes, or something. We'll see how it goes, but I didn't want to try to put a tripod with a camera and everything here. You can never trust trees and where they're going to go, and I already had to worry about the 4-wheeler where it was going to be, and it's a lot of work for me to get up off the ground with the crutches and move and then drag myself around with the cushion and with the chainsaw. So that's what it is so far. Still trying to work on I'll work on the length of that first long one, then I'll pull that to camp, and then I'll work on getting the other one down. Well, I just made it with log 1. It's like, I think it's kept it at like 17, a little over 17 feet. The shed's only 12, so there should be plenty on each end. I gotta unhook it off the log and go mess with the other one. The fun part is gonna try and feed them all the way through. I might try and tie a rope to this end and pull it the other end, just try and heave-ho it. The 4-wheeler winch is just too high up, so it'll pull up, start dragging it on the side, I think. So it might be all manpower for that. We'll see. Let's get this one unhooked. All right, decided I'm going to give this a try, because there's about no other way I'm going to be able to get this. Had enough cable barely to get it underneath there. I'm up this way. The ass end of the 4-wheeler is up a little bit onto that brush pile, so it's bringing my cable down a little bit. It might mess up one board down there a little bit, but we're going to find out. See how it goes. gonna go to the other side and see how much of that log I left on the other end. The other side of the shed, and that's about what we wanted. So this end stayed on this side, so I might roll that other end to this way, and because the other log's gonna be bigger, and I want the bigger one on that end because I'm gonna be going downhill sorta. I want to make sure that the shed's staying on something, and it can be moved over. That's 1x4s right there, so it could be moved over this way a little bit more too. But that'll come. I'll dig this dirt out and push that over to there, and I'm going to make a cross brace over here, a cross brace to the back, and then I'll rest that shed onto this cradle here, and wait till I can get somebody who can pull us with something. And pull it over there on the other side of the truck. God willing. Well, it's gonna be a battle with that other tree. That one's still leaning on the tree, so we'll get to that. Sammy, how you doing? Scratching away. You got collar on. All right, I got the winch cable on the tree. I cut a notch. It's almost cut all the way through, just below where the cable is, so it should work. 3,500 pound winch. See what happens. Come on, tree. Back up just a little bit, see if that does anything. Nah. Come on, tree. He's coming. There we go. Perfect. Couldn't ask for much better than that, I guess. Cool, that's down, and I gotta log that up and bring that over there. Fun. Whew. That was a chore getting that all straightened out. One thing you gotta do in your four-wheeler when you're pulling your cable way out, you should hook it to a tree or something and then put your vehicle in neutral and then wind the thing back in so you're bringing that cable back in with tension to it, because if not, it'll get all coiled, light coils and wraps in there, and it screws up your cable and makes a big mess. So if you ever spool out your cable like that, I'd do it again once you're done. Like I said, go to a tree or the back of your truck or anything like that, hook it up to that, your cable, go almost to the full extent of your winch, and then reel yourself back in with tension on that. Just have yourself in neutral. That's enough tension. Try not to free spool and coast anywhere. I just noticed I was doing that. So grab your brake a little bit just to try and constantly keep tension as that's spooling back in. It'll keep a nice tight weave on that spool on your winch, and it shouldn't spool up on you. So this end of this tree is kind of big. So I'm gonna cut it down there, and I'll measure from that end this way to a little over 17 feet. So that's what the other one was. And I need the skinnier end pulled in first to do just what I did last time, and winch it underneath the shed, and hopefully that'll work out. That last one worked out all right. I was surprised. Usually I have 10 times more worse luck than that. So I gotta get the saw back out and work on this. Sorry I can't film it all for you guys. It's way too much work for me. It's too hot out. Bugs are out. And try and have a tripod, taking a bit extra time doing all that. But plus, if I get killed, you won't see it on video. All right, get to work. Well, got it all limbed and cut. Grab this butt end here and pull it straight back that way, far enough so I can get the skinny end. And I pull the skinny end out first. So that's how I did the other one. I wanted the skinny end so I could try and winch it underneath. Not trying to start with the fat end. So So they're pretty uniform. I still got quite a piece here left over too, but I got to make cross braces still. So I left a piece there, got that big piece. I got another piece over there for cross braces if I need them. Only need two, one in the front, one in the back, but we'll see. So now I got to get to attaching this, hooking up to that, and pulling it straight back this way. I'll back up as far as here, and then I'll reattach to the other end. Dragged it to the camp. It's a lot of work, sitting on the ground, dragging yourself with a chainsaw, and then limit it and try and throw all that brush in one pile off to one side, because there's a deer trail there. I didn't want to block that, and it splits into two just past that last log. So I kept it all the brush over here, and maybe they'll eat that popple leaves. I'm not sure. I've had a deer out here almost every night. Even last night she was out here. She looked like she's pregnant and about ready to go. So hopefully, just running over all the fern, trying to kill all that, and trying to leave what winter rye is up there, but not a lot. We'll see. Oh, I'm tired. All right, I made this. That's the second log here. Four-wheel pulls that no problem. Not even working. 650 four-wheel drive, just have it in low range. She does fine. I gotta unhook that log and start fishing it. Get it closer to underneath there. Bring this ass in down here a little bit more, and I'll try and get that four-wheeler back in position to hook up the winch again and pull it through. I made this one just a hair longer, just to rather be safe than sorry. But we'll see. I ain't getting tired, that's for sure. Trying to get it warm out. Whew. All right. Get to that. Well, I got that other log underneath the shed and dragged out the rest of the trees here, so I can use for crosses, braces. Try and keep those logs separated like that as it's pulling through. Show you what I got. That's what's left of those trees. Had to cut back that big log because it was just way too much bigger than the other one, so I used further down on the tree. They look pretty close to the right size right now. So that's what I got so far. A little bit extended in the back too. This is the front. We'll hook up on the front too here somehow, and probably unload a few things, generating a couple of things out of that shed before we move it. Try and make it a little bit lighter, and then hopefully drag it all the way to where it needs to go. Get all this high ground out of here someday. We'll see. I need to take a break. I am exhausted. All right. Break time. Well, it's just after lunchtime. It's getting pretty warm out there, so I'm gonna just take a little break before try and make those cross braces and measure those and get those up there. I don't really have anything to put them together. Might have some spikes in the garage, but they may not be big enough. And I didn't bring a drill or anything because I didn't really intend to do any kind of work like that. I didn't think I'd get this far, actually. Thought I'd mostly be just getting this stuff in for the hearth. But I decided to try and tackle that project too, and who knows. So I'm just going to take a little break, maybe take a nap, me and Sammy, and let it cool down a little bit before we get out there and do the rest of that work. Well, there's as far as I got. Got that cross brace over there, and I got one over there too. All notch and everything, but I had some spikes, but they're not long enough, so I'm gonna have to get some bigger ones. Hopefully tomorrow. That way I'll spike those in. I like to tie them too if I get some cheap enough rope. And then I'll lower the shed back down onto that and pull that cinder block stuff out of there. And it'll be ready to be pulled. That's been a long day today. Cutting that tree down, dragging them out here, dragging them underneath that shed and all that, and then notching them and putting those in there. It's been a lot of work. I'm gonna take a break. Oh, Sam and I taking a break. Oh, I can recognize that little bird right there. Just off course. It has a nest right up in the corner of the rafter up there. And there is actually another one right up there. The one over here has some babies in it. They keep flying over and they keep chirping away. They're afraid of us because we're just sitting here, I guess, so. Won't be out much longer, it's getting late. I am dead tired. Just trying to rest a little bit before I go to bed. It's a nice day. Guess for the next 3 or 4 days now, it's gonna be a chance of rain. Today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I think, chance of rain. Around 50% every day. So I'm not sure how many more days I'm gonna be here. I don't have a lot of water left. And meat. It's actually no meat, just a couple of cans of soup and some canned vegetables. And we're on Sam's last gallon of water, so I ain't gonna stay much longer than that. I only got enough food for her for 4 days, I think, so. She's already got another day or two left for her food. Just wanted to get that shed squared away and get the stuff for the hearth here. Now that I did some measuring, I gotta possibly get some more hearth stuff. A couple more of those porcelain pads, because they say they're 24 inches, but they're 23 inches. So that rips me off 2 inches on each one. Well, you know, trying to compare both side to side. So if you do 24 and 24, then you'd have 12-inch piece if I cut another piece. But if you do 23 and 23, I got 13 inches. You can't cut and have 2 pieces out of one. So I need more. What a surprise. I'm trying my best to find some veneer to put in there too, because I want to put the bottom side down before I start putting that hearth on the top plate on. So we'll see. May head home tomorrow or the next day. I'm supposed to start cutting possibly in July here, so I'm just trying to get some things done. Appreciate everybody for watching. See you in the morning, everybody. Hey folks, Sam and I just got back. I just unloaded, got the truck back, unloaded the truck, cut the trailer off, put the four-wheeler in the shed. All is well. Hopefully get back out to camp. I'd like to get out there again this month, but we'll see. Supposedly gonna have some maybe cutting in there next month in July, so I'd like to flag a couple of trees I don't want them to drop and get some more stuff out there for that hearth. And also I got to get some spikes and some rope for those cross members underneath that cradle for the shed. So we'll see how it goes. But I appreciate you all watching, and hopefully this will be a good series. Follow along as once that wood gets cut. We'll see what we can do about trying to make that a better place from deer and turkeys and all that other stuff. Saw a deer and a bear on the way home. That was pretty cool. Appreciate you guys all watching. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you later.